Hey guys, this week I wore a bunch of mostly newer pickups that I recently got either this week or last week, or yeah, something like that. So it was kind of a week of testing out some new fragrances. I'm going to go over what I wore starting last Sunday to last night. Welcome to the Fragrance Wardrobe. Let's go and get this rotation started. And we started off the week with a new Zaharoff release. This one was one of the collaborations with the creators, the Z creators, and this one came from Justin Copeland, and it's Brass and Soul right here. Yeah, it's a good one. Really good scent. I kind of thought he would have maybe created like a darker type of fragrance or whatever, but he stayed fresh with this one, and he put out just he created a great fresh fragrance. This one's going to open up with some orange. I think it might be mandarin orange. You will have a kind of an aromatic feel to it, but it's not like the typical fresh fragrance where it's like a one-dimensional, like from top to bottom freshness. I do notice on the dry down with that one, you do kind of have a richness underneath that layer of freshness. So yeah, great fragrance. Really enjoyed wearing it. I think Justin did a bang up job creating this one, and congratulations to him, the other Z creators, and George. Now, I'm not going to go over my out of the shower fragrances this week because, well, they're not full wearings and I have them all over the place. So I'm not going to do that. We're going to go right on into Monday. And Monday, I wore another Z Creators fragrance from Zaharoff. I could not resist. This is a cooler weather scent, or at least that's what it comes across, but I had to bust it out even though it's Texas, it's hot, and it worked really well though. So this is the Siren. This one was created in collaboration with Curly Scent, and yeah, it smells great. Definitely a cooler weather scent, but this one it did perform well in the hot weather. It didn't get like too rich or too dense or anything like that. Even when I went outside, I thought it wore really well, even in hot weather. So definitely it could be a summer evening out type of scent. When I spray this, first I get is from that cognac accord that is in there. I get a booziness mixing. As that begins to dry down a little bit, I start getting the coffee, the leather mixing in, but I also get that vetiver coming up, and I feel like it's kind of a smoky, boozy type of vetiver, maybe like woody with smoke. It just smells really good. I don't really pick up like the chocolatiness that some people, I guess, do. Maybe like different skin, you know, you're going to pick up some different things. For me, this one really plays like boozy, leather, and vetiver, smoky vetiver. So yeah, all in all, I love the scent. I think this is really going to be great for the fall and for the winter. I do plan on putting this in a few rotations when the weather cools down, maybe even before. We'll see. All right, and on Tuesday, I wore this one to work. I've had it. I put it in one of my summer lists, one of them, and I haven't worn it yet, but I did wear it, loved wearing it. This one is from the House of Guerlain. It is from the L'Homme Ideal line, and it is Sport. Right here, L'Homme Ideal Sport. Great scent, underrated. I know the Ideal cologne, that still gets a lot of the love, even though it's discontinued. Well, you know, pretty soon, it's not going to be as readily, it's really not readily available, but you're not going to be able to find it it's going to get even more scarce to find, let's put it that way. So with this, you're going to be able to find it, and I think it kind of fits into that slot pretty well. Yes, this one is more watery. You do get the water notes. You get that creamy almond in here, and you have kind of the same DNA from like L'Homme Ideal cologne, but there's like a really nice watery feel to this. It's aquatic, and I really enjoy it. I think it's probably like almost like niche quality aquatic. So really good fragrance, highly enjoy it, performs decently. I carried an atomizer with me to refresh, which I usually do at work anyway, so but yeah, worked pretty well. Check that out if you haven't already. All right, next up, wore this one to work as well. This one is probably going to be hit and miss for probably a lot of you guys. This one's from the house of Daniel Hosier, and this one is Kaleidoscope. Right there. Great presentations with these Hosier fragrances. I mean, the presentations look great. This is going to have like a heavy dose of mint. Very, very heavy dose of mint in the opening. You do get kind of a sweetness, but also kind of a spice a little bit. Yeah, so when I spray this, I do get kind of a spice with that mint. And then as it dries down, I do get a little bit of a sweetness playing into the mint, almost like a spearmint. It's a high quality mint style of fragrance. It's not like some of the other, like, I guess, cheaper designers that I don't know, it smells like bubble gum, or like not bubble gum but chewing gum or something like that. This one does have, I think, a pretty decent quality to the mint. If I were going to wear a mint fragrance, and I did, I went with Hosier Kaleidoscope. Now, not going to be for everybody. You definitely have to enjoy mint. If you don't, or if you might like not be really sold on that note, stay away, or at least try it first, because it is a very heavy dose of mint. All right, Thursday, I wore another recent pickup, recent acquisition. You saw it in the Fragrance X haul that I just did with those 12 fragrances. If you haven't seen that, go flip down there and check out that video. This one's from the house of Tom Ford, and it is Gray Vetiver right here. So Gray Vetiver is one I've had on my radar for a little bit now. I tried to buy it a couple times last year, a couple times already this year, and I couldn't find it at any of the discounters because, yeah, it gets hyped up and all of a sudden it's gone. But right now, Fragrance X does have a 50 mil. I think Fragrance Net has the 100 mil. This one smells really good. Very much a grown-up Vetiver style of scent. It's not going to be probably like the young man's fragrance. It's very much like a dress-up, business style, office style, that type of thing. Maybe a gentleman style of Vetiver. You do have some citrus in there up top. The Vetiver in here kind of reminds me of maybe like a little bit like of an old school Vetiver scent, where it's soapy, maybe has like a little touch of green feel to it, and yeah, something like that. So smells pretty good. Almost reminds me a little bit of Dior. Almost reminds me a little bit of Dior Eau Sauvage, a little bit. This one's definitely more modern, and when you first spray it, you do get kind of a little bit more of an earthy woodiness to it that you don't get with like Eau Sauvage. So yeah, Gray Vetiver from Tom Ford, great scent. Definitely try before you buy because it's expensive and it's not going to be for everybody. Friday, another one from that haul, just from that same haul. I wore this one all day Friday. This is from Jimmy Choo. This is Jimmy Choo Man Intense right here. This one, yeah, this is not the tester. That's why I got the 50 mil. Intense smells pretty good. All of the Jimmy Choo Man fragrances smell really good. Now, if you watched that video and you saw my reaction to, what is it, Urban Hero, I did not like that in the opening. But you know what? After about an hour or two wearing this on skin, which I did, I wore this one on skin, it does smell better. So we'll get to that, I guess, at some other point. But let's talk about Jimmy Choo Man Intense. Jimmy Choo Man Intense kind of comes across like some Invictus stuff, something like an Abercrombie and Fitch, maybe First Instinct Blue. That's kind of what it smells like. A little more bubblegummy than the original Jimmy Choo Man. The performance isn't bad, but I thought with the name Intense, it was gonna like knock some tits off or whatever, but it really doesn't. The performance is a little lackluster for boasting the name Intense on there. I feel like I got 5 hours, maybe 6 hours of longevity on skin. Yes, spray clothes, I did. I picked it up on my clothes for 2 or 3 hours longer than I did on the skin. On the skin, yeah, it was like 5 hours, maybe 6 hours. The projection, pretty good at that first hour or so, but it really dies down quickly. And yeah, whatever you do, guys, don't go into a retail store and pay full price for this. Don't do it. Not worth it. It's worth the 30 bucks or so on a discounter. It smells good, but the performance, man, it says freaking Intense on it. Why can't it just perform intensely? It just didn't for me. So I don't know. Let me know if you tried this out. How does it perform for you? Am I like the guy that the Intense flanker doesn't perform on, or is it like a common issue? And finishing out my week, I finished this past week's rotation out the same way I finished the one out the week before. And that it was with a Zaharoff Z Creators fragrance. This one is the one that Ross at TLTG Reviews created. This is Business Over Pleasure right here. Yes, I wore this. Still good, man. So I wanted to go ahead and get a second wearing of this in so I could gauge what I got the first wearing compared to what I got the second wearing, compared to what I'm getting like when I'm testing it, because I'm going to do a full review probably sometime this week. Look for that to come out. Yeah, it's good. The scent on here is very, very good. Now, I have heard people saying they're not getting the performance they expect, but I don't know. For me, I'm getting about 6 hours longevity on clothes. If I spray skin and clothes, I'm really carrying this thing for about 7 hours. So that's not bad. That's about average, moderate longevity to me. The projection, yeah, it's not very heavy because it's supposed to be an office style of fragrance. And when you're in the office, you're not trying to wear like freaking Paco Rabanne 1 million, you know, that's, you don't want to project like that. You want it to be noticeable, but you know, in your space. You don't want it like touching the cubicle, I guess, you know, across from you or whatever. And I think that Ross did a really good job dialing in the performance to meet that type of projection. So the longevity for me, 6 hours, 7 hours, somewhere in that ballpark. And the projection is like this area. Now I do pick up more wafts of it when I'm active, when I'm busy, when my body heat's heating up. I am noticing more wafts even like at the 4, 5, 6 hour mark. So yeah, it's performing. It's just not one of these like monster like projectors or whatever, which again, it's an office scent. It's made for a professional setting, and professional people don't have fragrances reaching across the room, you know, and violating other people's olfactory senses. So this one, I think, did what it was supposed to do. So yeah, I really enjoy this one quite a bit. So good job, Ross. Good job, George. Good job, all the other Z creators. I wore all of them this week and I enjoyed them all. All right, so that was my weekly rotation for this past week, Sunday through Saturday. Please do let me know what you wore. Have you worn or tried anything out that I wore? Let me know your thoughts and opinions and feelings and all of that in the comments. And I will catch you guys with the next video. Thank you again for watching.